Hey there, Mr. Chu here. How are you today? Let's work a couple of SAT review problems. I have several videos from Module 1 with 27 problems that you can review for the SAT. This happens to be my video 12, problems 22 and 23. These have been released by the College Board for review for the SAT test. They're also a good review for the ACT and the ASVAB. Some of these problems will be very easy for you, but some will be hard. Most SAT math problems require background knowledge from algebra, geometry, and other topics that you've been taking preparing up to this class and the other classes you've had. So make sure you like this video. It's important that I get likes for my videos and push them out to more people if it's been helpful for you preparing for this important test. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X. I have lots of help videos and I've got lots of puppy videos. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here's the long link to that for algebra, geometry, arithmetic, pre-algebra, math shortcuts, Ask Mr. Chu videos, lots of math videos to help students that are struggling or just want to understand it better. I also have an email address you can send me questions to, askmrchu@gmail.com. If you have a specific request, you can request me to answer a specific question. There are no dumb questions, but if you want to ask me, I can answer it with a video or a reply to your email. So here's problem 22 and 23. Problem 22 says the measure of an angle R is 2 pi over 3 radians. Radians is something you do in a geometry class. The measure of angle T is 5 pi over 12 radians, greater than the measure of angle R. So in other words, it's bigger. What's the measure of angle T in degrees, not in radians? 23, a certain town has an area of 5.36 square miles. What's the area in square yards of this town? And it gives you a conversion factor. So you can pause this at this time, work them out, then start the video back up, and I will start explaining it. See how well that you did. All right, so on number 22, radians are a topic that some students struggle with in a geometry class. It says that the measure of angle T, and that's how I write that, a little m before that little angle symbol T, is greater than the measure of angle R. So we can write a relationship. We can say the measure of angle T is going to equal the measure of angle R plus the amount that it's greater than R. And it says up here, angle T is 5 pi over 12 radians greater. So we can just add 5 pi over 12 radians to measure of angle R to find T. So the measure of angle R, I can use the substitution property of equality is 2 pi over 3. And to find the measure of angle T, we know it's bigger. We're adding 5 pi over 12 radians. So anytime I'm adding fractions, I have to find the LCD. And the LCD of 3 and 12 is going to be 12. So I multiply that first rational by 4 over 4, because 4 over 4 is 1. And this will give me my 12 in the denominator. So 4 pi times 2 is 8 pi. 3 times the 4 is 12. Now I've got the same denominator. It's called a like denominator. So when I have that, I can add the numerators. So 8 pi plus 5 pi is 13 pi. And remember, that's radians over 12. That's not degrees. It's asking for degrees because you're not going to see this answer up here. So how do I convert to degrees? Well, to convert radians to degrees, you have to know that pi radians equals 180 degrees. It's just something that you learn in your geometry class. So I can multiply my radians rational expression by 180 degrees over 1 pi radian. And the reason I know this is the conversion factor is because these radians have to cancel and the pi is going to cancel. And it's just going to give us a number in degrees. And this little symbol here is my degree symbol. Kind of looks like to the 0th power, but that's a degree symbol. So I am going to use my pen to cancel radians in the numerator and denominator, and to cancel pi. All right, so I can also cancel a common factor of 12 and 180. I know you can do 2, but there's a greater common factor, 12. 12 goes into 12 one time, and 12 goes into 180 15 times. Okay, so now we've canceled all that we can cancel. And when you have done that, then you multiply across. So I've got 13 times 15 degrees over 1 times 1. So 13 over 1 times 15 degrees times 1 is going to be your 13 times 15 degrees over 1, which happens to be 195 degrees, which is choice C. Hopefully you got that one right. Now I'll move my picture over from 23 over to 22 since we've already finished that problem. So when you're converting, it is very easy just to use algebra and the substitution property. So to convert square miles to square yards, which is what we want, and it's underlined here, make sure when you're doing the SAT that you pay attention to what's being underlined. I can say what I want is 4.36 miles squared equals how many yards squared. It tells you 4.36 square miles, and I can write that as miles squared. And we want to know how many yards, square yards it is. So I can take my conversion factor and substitute it. Since 1 mile equals 1,760 yards, I can put where it's got mile, which means 1 mile, and put the 1760 right there and substitute it. So I have to square that number, and it's 1760 yards. That's how we get our yards squared. So we square 1760. Calculator would be helpful here. I get 3,097,600 yards squared. Multiply that, and you get 13,505,536, 13,505,536 square yards, which is choice D. Hopefully you got it right as well. Did you get them both right? I'm hoping so. So I'll go ahead and pull this down here so that I can get to our next and last screen. So there's 27 problems in Module 1. Then there'll be a Module 2. I'll do those problems as well. There is a playlist that is available of my Module 1 test prep, and it has all, I don't know what it is, I think it's 13 short videos. It says 12 here, but I'm pretty sure it's 13. And then there's 2 problems in every one except the very first one, and then there's 3 problems in it. Some of them are easier, some of them are harder. And then there will be a video once I've finished all the short ones that have all of them together. That'll be a longer one. Make sure that you remember to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, and Facebook as well. Here is my YouTube link to my YouTube channel and my email address. Okay, so help me spread the word because I want to help as many people as I can get ready for this important SAT test. Remember, I have something I call Bear Algebra, which are just videos that I named after my 13-year-old peekapoo named Bear that will help students understand algebra. And then I've got brachiometry videos that named after my 3-year-old 118-pound puppy. And then I've got pre-arithmetic and pre-algebra videos named after my 4-year-old cat. So hopefully the videos help you. I'm Mr. Chew, and I want to help you understand the math. I'll see you in the next video.